Like we almost missed Andy.
Good time.
It was a good time.
Thank
Katie.
you, Peter, for having me on.
Thank you. All right. Kyle, we'll see you tomorrow. We got Gonzo tomorrow.
Yeah. He doesn't hate me yet.
And like I said, busy week here. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. We'll thank Gary for calling us this morning. Hadn't heard him for a while. We'll thank Ron LaPlume for calling us this morning. Nice to talk to Ron. And what else who else called this morning? Oh, Shaky.
Yes.
Shaky called. All right. Well, listen, keep it right here. You got Matt Connaughton coming up at 4 p.m., followed by Granite State of Mind. It is Monday night. Let's see. Yeah, keep it right here. WMNH 95.3 FM. Adios.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
This October, if you notice a Raleigh Fingers, Chevron, or Handlebar out and about, know it's in support of your local Child Advocacy Center by officers that work day in and day out to help child victims of abuse. So every chin cozy, Fu Manchu, and Big Poppy you see isn't just a fashion statement, it's raising money for our kids. Donate today at beardsforbucks.org.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
Esmeralda, bring me cake. These rules are more than I can
after 5. How's a child to survive? Then little muffin, go to bed, say your prayers and lay down your head. Oh yeah, shut your eyes and soon you'll wander off to dreamland. But then an hour later you will awaken to the sharp and snarling sound of 7 cats screeching over you. Oh, then all will go quiet. You'll catch the unmistakable whiff of fresh baked cake in the air, but by then all your muscles will have frozen stiff. But before you try to move or lift an arm or leg at all, there appears a glow upon the wall, moving slowly down the hall. Then emerging in your room, a vision of tremendous doom. Oh no, the disembodied head of Esmeralda floats your way. You try to scream and holler, but can't make any sound. Tendrils of Esmeralda's withered hair flow to the ground. Oh, like candles burn atop her scalp, her eyes glow closer to you she drifts, the most terrifying vision that you've ever seen. Esmeralda, let me wake from this nightmare and I'll swear off cake. Please forgive me for calling you, this has all been some mistake. But Esmeralda's not polite, she's an apparition of the night. Oh yeah, she would rather take your soul after your heart succumbs to fright.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Happy Monday. It's Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, although it's a bit gloomy and rainy, but still glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Let's see. Today is it is Monday, October 17, 2022, as we begin the new week. And I'm not alone.
Hola, darling.
Jenny is here at the news desk.
I am present.
Yes.
It's gloomy out. I want sun.
Yes, well,
we need more sun.
We do need the rain.
I know.
There are places where they're not getting enough rain at all.
You have to make me feel guilty just because I said I wanted sunlight.
This place is
really. This is it, huh?
This place is down south where, to add to the already existing supply chain issues, barges are getting stuck in the mud.
Really?
Because the water's too low.
Now, wait a minute. We also got places down there that are flooded out.
Well,
floods. There's areas in the U.S. that are flooded out, too. You don't have to make me feel guilty because I want the sun out.
No.
You're a brat.
I want the sun out as well.
What are you hanging around with Cantankerous John or something?
With a C.
Yes, that's what I said. Cantankerous.
Cantankerous John, yes.
I didn't say cantankerous.
No, that'd be...
Got stuck on that.
That'd be strange.
With a hairball.
Yes. So hello, everyone. If you'd like to join us today, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, but the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot, but don't go there today. Monday and Tuesday is their weekend, but it is a wonderful place. And a couple of programming notes. This Thursday, I will be joined in studio by members of the band Edgewise. I think they're going to bring in an acoustic guitar or two, in fact, and play for us.
Very cool.
Because Friday night, they've got the big show at Angel City Music Hall down at the other end of Elm. So they're going to come in on Thursday and talk about that. Had those guys on. This will be, I think, their third time appearing on this show, but I've interviewed them a number of times over the years in various formats and venues, but really looking forward to that. And speaking of music, next week on the show, I'm not sure which day yet, but Dust Prophet is going to be coming in, or at the very least, Otto Kinzel from the band Dust Prophet will be joining us live in studio. Otto and I used to be in a band together called Chemical Distance, and I've played that our single on the show before, Red Queen's Race. But yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, that was kind of our local hit. But yes, Otto will be here next week because Dust Prophet is one of the bands performing on Swarmy Fest, which is November 4th over at Jewel. And we're gonna be there for that. We're actually a part of that. So lots going on around here. But if you'd like to be part of what's going on today on the show, 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. What's that?
I need somebody to braid my hair.
Oh. Okay.
Like really cool.
Uh-huh.
Like Swarmy Fest cool.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Right.
I need help with these things.
And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, it's called Swarmy Fest because Sepsis, they're putting it on and they're the headliner. I'm not sure I even mentioned that part. Sepsis, they call their fan base the Swarm or Swarmies. So that is
I'm a Swarmy.
If you're wondering why. There will not be, in case anyone's freaked out, although this would be very metal, but there will not be, at least as far as I know, a swarm of bees at the event, at the venue. In fact, I think having a swarm of bees at a live event of any sort is illegal.
You might hurt the bees. Don't do that.
Well, there's that. Yes. Well,
yes.
We do need the bees.
That's the most important thing.
Also, no one wants to be stung. And
we all die without the bees.
That would
so
be,
protect the bees. To heck with the people.
Right. I mean, if there are bees there,
bees.
I'm sure there will not be real bees.
Bzz.
But no, but that'll be a fun time. So lots coming up here as we proceed through fall. So let's say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Melanie La Liberty, first one in today, and says, "Hey guys, hello Melanie." And by the way, feel free to drop a link in there, Melanie, for the next phase of the Next Face of Horror contest, and we can all vote and continue to support you in that.
She's made it up into the big leagues now.
Yes.
Now
yes.
it's down to I think they cut this group down to like 5 or something like that.
Okay.
But we got to keep her in first place. Now, when I voted earlier, dare I say she was in second.
Yeah.
So we need to get there and vote. We got 10 days. We keep her in first place.
Yes.
And she moves on.
Yes.
I'm hoping to get to see her chopped to shreds. I am so excited to see her dripping with blood and guts. Yes. Yes.
I should clarify for newer listeners what you mean by that.
What?
What you just said. Some people are probably a little confused.
What's to be confused about? I want to see her torn to sunder. No, because see, all right, this is so cool, guys. If you haven't heard about this Face of Horror contest, it's actually raising money for the Andrew McDonough B Plus Foundation, which helps families with kiddos with childhood cancers, and they also raise money to fund research into childhood cancers. Now, the winner of this contest gets in a horror movie, and we want our Melanie in the horror movie so we can see her chopped and shredded and killed on screen, because she loves her some horror movies. And there's a money prize for her as well. But the real big thing here is just to get her chopped to shreds on a movie. Yes. Now, all right. She's in the Hellraiser round. The quarterfinalists just started. She's in 6th place as I look at the screen.
Oh,
we got to get those votes up. You get a free vote every day. And if you choose to donate money to the charity, it earns you more votes for her chances at getting chopped up.
Yes.
So that's why I want to see her chopped up and covered in blood.
I don't
dripping with goo.
Yeah, I don't want to see it because I don't like blood and guts and gore, but I do want her to have the opportunity.
How dare you?
I just won't actually watch it.
How dare you?
I won't be able to. No, I won't. I want to do everything. I want us to do everything we can to help her win, but I won't actually watch the scene if that's what's going to be going. I just don't. I don't do that.
So right now we got to get her back into first place, because the winner this go around has to be in first place through each of the groups.
Mm-hmm.
They're chopping them down. Haha, see what I did there? They're going to chop them down.
Chop them down.
Yeah.
I think Easy G is on the line. He's killing it. He's chopping.
Yes, I am.
He's chopping it down, right, Easy G?
I know the last 2 years there wasn't many Christmas fairs, but this Saturday at my old church, their first church on Union Street, 9 to 3, a Christmas fair. All are invited.
A Christmas fair?
I made you think of Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas goodies. People have been making for years.
We're not even out of our
stuff with yarn and all
Easy
that
G,
fun stuff.
down.
Paintings and all that good stuff.
Back off, boy. We haven't even had Thanksgiving yet.
I'm hoping to make it down there, but I don't know. I don't live around the corner anymore, so.
We're not even out of October.
I can advertise it on the radio, though, because they've
I
been working on that stuff for 2 years. It keeps getting delayed, COVID.
Nay, I say.
2 years in the making.
We must have Halloween. No.
True, but
tell the Jolly Man to get back in the closet.
Going for a couple of years now.
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Jeez. Can't take you anywhere.
I don't know if you heard the news. Triple H is not going to be at the show tonight. Is coming down with COVID-19.
Oh, okay. Well, fortunately,
he's okay though. But he's had a rough time with his health. He had a heart problem. Now
yeah. No, that's not good. Fortunately, we do know Triple H is fully vaccinated. I only know that because it came up in his interview with Ariel Helwani. And I think that's the company policy at WWE anyway. I think everyone has to be vaxxed.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right about that.
I think so, yeah.
I guess another big announcement tonight, Brock Lesnar is coming back tonight.
Oh, you hate him, don't you?
His little vacation. He was supposed to not come back until January 1st, but I guess they canceled that event. One day there?
Day one, yeah.
It's no longer happening. So, you know what they say, Brock Lesnar is good for business.
He is good for business. He's best for business,
I don't
is
really
what
like
they say.
the guy, but I know my friend Larry, if he's listening, he's a big Brock Lesnar fan.
What does Bruce think about him?
I don't know. I didn't really talk to him about it.
Well, you should.
There is one lady, though, that works here, is a big wrestling fan, so I do talk to her about it.
Yeah, what does she think?
She likes that stuff.
Yeah? She likes what stuff? Wrestling? What do you mean?
She's a NASCAR fan, too.
Oh,
you hear about the uproar about NASCAR? Bubba Wallace got into a fight with Carl Larson and Clyde Lewis. Not Clyde Lewis, oh my God. And
Clyde Lewis?
Kyle Busch. He got
Are we in a Western now?
match.
I don't know.
I lost track.
He's probably going to get suspended. I guess a couple fists were flying, too.
Ooh, what were they?
Fisticuffs.
You don't usually see that in you don't usually see that in auto racing,
Are
do
you kidding?
Fighting?
They are some of the most angry people I have ever met in my
They put each other in the wall, and they raced over, and they said, why'd you do that? And the next thing you know, the fists are flying.
What do they do? Pull over and get out of their cars and start fighting?
If one guy causes another guy to get into a wreck, that happens.
Fists are flying.
Yeah. That's happened before. People throw things. They get mad.
Yeah,
they get in a wreck. They chuck their helmets.
You can't be a hothead when you do that NASCAR stuff.
They're hotheads. They're all, when you think about it, it's all adrenaline going, 200 miles an hour.
He's definitely going to be suspended because you can't throw your fists around.
Charles Richardson.
Could we throw rocks?
Charles Richardson said in the chat, "Hey, genius, Brock came back already and beat down Lashley last Monday."
Hey, you. Get off your high horse buddy.
I missed
genius.
I'll
give you genius.
Why were they saying on my WWE News he's coming back tonight? Oh, maybe he's coming back tonight. I don't know. I missed the show last week, so I'm misinformed.
Yes, apparently.
He's coming back for the second time. Well, you know what it is? They want to bring him back because they got that stupid thing in Saudi Arabia, that big money grab.
Crown Jewel.
And they want to bring him back, for that big event because he's good for business.
That's right. He's good for business. He's best for business.
As long as they don't bring back Goldberg again. Oh, my God. He doesn't need to be in the ring anymore. Oh, my God.
They will.
Oh, no.
I hope not. It reminds me of Triple H and Shawn Michaels coming back one more time. And, boy, that was not good.
No, that was not good. I know the match you're referring to.
Undertaker fought, too. He wasn't good either.
No, that wasn't good either.
But, hey, Saudi Arabia, it's a money grab. That's all it is.
I know. It's a money grab.
Well, yeah.
I don't like the way they treat the ladies over there, so I'm not going to watch it.
It's to make money.
Well,
that's the whole point.
That is true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
point.
Remember, though, Saudi Arabia is our buddies, though, because they have a lot of oil.
Yeah, they're not really our buddies lately.
Yeah, I know, but if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have nothing to do with them. You know that.
I do know that.
Yeah, you don't just say about friends, right? When they're enemies and all that fun stuff. I forget that statement. With friends like them, who needs enemies? I don't know.
Yeah, you got it.
Saudi Arabia, though, the only reason we try to be buddies with them is because they get a lot of oil.
That is the only reason, yes.
Right.
Right.
I rattled on long enough.
Actually, that's not the only reason.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. That's actually not the only reason. They're also...
I got confused. Was it holy oil?
They also kind of serve as a backstop against Iran. But
okay.
But yeah, but I take your point, Easy G. A little wrestling mixed with international affairs. Very good.
Who'd have thunk?
Very well.
I'm sorry.
That was something.
It's like putting blueberries and onions in a soup, and it works.
Ooh, God, no. That's hideous.
Oh, God. That gave me the giggles.
Let's see. Our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, how you doing, Matt? Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
I left a message on your phone earlier. I don't know if you got it or not.
I did not. What time did you call me?
Hold on a second, please.
We're okay. We're not doing anything. We'll just hang out here. How you doing there, Maddie?
My volume.
Check your phone. You got any messages? Where'd you go?
Anyways, Matt, what I was saying is I called earlier and left a message on your machine. I don't know if you got it or not, but I guess there was some breaking news on the Biden thing, the Hunter Biden.
What machine?
I don't know.
Do you have a tape machine?
You called, when did you call me, Ron?
I don't know, for about 3 o'clock or something like that. I called your, that number you gave me.
The business line or his personal line?
I'm not seeing it for
some reason. It would have been a personal.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but, oh, wait, no. Yes, I do see it. Yeah, I was, oh. Okay. Yep, I see it now. Yeah, I was in transit.
It's fascinating to listen to two men discuss their phone call.
Yes.
Just saying.
But what about something about Hunter Biden?
Well, yeah, there was something that I caught as I was getting out of my car. I guess now they have factual illegal things that he did, and something that definitely could bring him to trial over.
Let's see. Yep, there is news. Yep, everybody's reporting. Let's see, 2 hours ago. Well, I want to look at something that's not Fox though, because I don't trust.
Yep, I'm seeing it too.
Yeah, FBI has New York Post is report. Not that that's that much better, but FBI has voluminous evidence against Hunter. Yeah, well, we've known for a while, because I remember you had called a couple of weeks ago, Ron, about some breaking news, and that they're probably going to indict Hunter Biden on tax fraud. But looking at this, it looks like they might have something else. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it says here the FBI has.
Yeah, I think it was related to computer.
Quote, significance, impactful, and voluminous evidence of potential criminal conduct, unquote. By Hunter Biden and his, and his Uncle James Biden, who I guess would be Joe Biden's brother. Oh, interesting. Wow. So that's, that's not good.
I'm on I found El Americanan. It's a Spanish-oriented site, and it's an opinion piece, mind you.
Yeah.
But they're saying former CNN and MSNBC chiefs are defending that they blacked out the Hunter Biden story before the 2020 election. Mm-hmm. There's claims that executives were blacking out the story.
Well, this says the October 13th missive from. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, that's something that's not what I thought it was. But yeah, there's more information leaking out. Yeah. I mean, for there to be all this coming out, he's probably going to be indicted.
I've actually got some quotes going over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me give this to you. Former CNN and MSNBC executives sat down with Michael Smerconish and were pressed on their lack of coverage for the Hunter Biden story prior to the 2020 election. Quote, there's a controversy that you may think is BS. I'll replace the word. Smerconish said, let me give you an example. I believe they know this because I talked about it on air. I think that the Hunter laptop was worthy of more airing that it received right before the election. Either of you agree with me on that? Do you regret? How about it? If I ask you this way, specifically, do you regret not dealing with it before the election? End quote. Answer. Quote, well, I mean, I think the question is, we did deal with it. Former CNN chief Jeff Zucker responded, quote, but the degree that you would have thought was appropriate. I think the answer is in the final 2 weeks, it was looked at. We did not know enough about it. There was not within 2 weeks of the election, the ability when the messenger on that story was Rudy Giuliani. Okay. End quote.
Yeah, I mean, some of the more conspiratorial aspects of it were debunked to the point that even Fox News gave up on it. But there was coverage of it, certainly. Smerconish, by the way, is a guy I really trust. Michael Smerconish, he's excellent. So
so this is an interview he did.
Yeah. So him saying that, I do put a lot of stock into that. That's not like if Tucker Carlson says something like that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But Smerconish saying that, though, that actually holds some sway with me.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting observation that he makes, that he felt that it didn't get enough coverage. But yeah, that's interesting, Ron. I mean, we'll continue. I mean, there has been all this time, of course, an ongoing Department of Justice investigation into Hunter Biden. Merrick Garland tends to play it pretty close to the vest, so it's not like a lot is leaked out, but more is leaking out. And I think I'm almost certain he's going to be indicted for something, and it's probably going to be soon.
I'm going to drop.
Very good. I am getting another phone call, so I'm sorry I have to hang up. But part of the other message I had left is I was hoping to get our friend Gary's telephone number, because I have a girl that I think the two of them could really converse very well over. I think they're both compatible people, and she lives out of state, but I just think that the two of them would like to communicate. And I called earlier today on Pete's show, but tell Gary, if he is listening, I'm not going to give out his number. I'll give him hers. Thank you for your time, guys.
All right. Thanks, Ron. Bye-bye. All right. That was our friend Ron, and that does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007.
This is quite the. These are all direct. This article is basically a bunch of direct quotes about this. So if you, I did drop the link into the chat room if anybody wants to look at it further.
Yeah. I know that Zuckerberg, of course, of Facebook, and Jack Dorsey, who was still running Twitter at the time, I think Jack Dorsey was still there. They had, I think they've both admitted that they might have done too much to suppress that story on social media. So, so we'll see. But he's probably going to be indicted, I'm assuming, because things like this don't leak out unless there's I hate to say where there's smoke there's fire because it's such a tired cliche, but with things like this, that usually is the case. Certainly. Let's see.
They're going to turn into their own version of the Kennedys.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope not. Oh, I think our friend Charles Richardson is on the line. Hi, Charles.
Hey, greetings to the most powerful couple in New Hampshire. How are you doing?
Doing well, and thank you. Yes, we are quite.
By the way,
we are quite powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, I just want to let you know, did you receive the smoke screen message that I aired out to you about a couple hours ago about some more useless WWE information that Anderson and Gallows have returned to the OC to join AJ Styles?
You know, buddy, you're on thin ice with me.
Well, he sent a smoke signal, and
it's raining here, so we didn't see it.
It's raining here.
Otherwise, already sunlight. Whatever you do,
we're not that powerful. We cannot receive smoke signals through the rain, Charles.
You know how the communication is down here. I think smoke signals is always it's green. I think smoke signals is the only thing. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're one of those folks that shouldn't talk and drive at the same time.
Sounds like you're in the car.
Oh my God.
How is it there, Charles? As far as is everything back up? You've got power? Have you got internet?
Let me give you the less boring information that Easy Tree would normally give.
Really?
The internet.
You're a jerk.
What? Listen, he blows as hard as Hurricane Ian. That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness!
Have you looked in the mirror?
The internet basically came up on Saturday. It was down Wednesday, right as soon as we went on the air.
Oh, I saw that.
8:04 p.m. It cuts out. I'm like, really? And it doesn't come back on until Saturday afternoon.
Really?
It was. I'm like,
wow.
We had power the whole time. What's going on with the internet? What's going on with it? So we got it back Saturday. It's been legitimate. And here's the crazy part. Now, I don't know if you know which cable company I work for. I work for Xfinity.
Yep.
And I want to give them props, even though they are handling this situation horrible. FPL, our electric company, has gained thousands and thousands of out-of-state workers, and Xfinity has done none of that. But
really,
working for them, I received a very unexpected and pleasantly surprising $500 stipend in my bank account on Friday.
Oh,
I mean, what is this? What is this? I just want to make sure it wasn't coming off my regular pay. It's like,
right.
Nope, this is $500. They couldn't tell me what it was for. I'm just assuming it was because of the severity of the hurricane of where I was.
Well, that's cool.
So, $500, and they have covered me the entire time.
Good.
I was not able to work from home.
That's
wow.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
That's really good. Yeah, that's good to hear.
It really is. It really is. And I just want to say, listen, I'm not a fan of what they're doing. I think they could have done a whole lot better in this area. But I'm a fan of working for them.
Yes.
When I get back to work, I'm probably going to hear hell from everybody else. But, yeah, I'm a fan of at least them taking care of their employees.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. That's really good to hear, Charles. I'm glad.
So we'll be back tonight, hopefully more than for 4 minutes, even about as much time as we are entertaining. 4 minutes out of 2 hours. But back on tonight, hopefully with a 3-man crew. And yes, Brock Lesnar's coming back to Raw for this easy treat. And
Talk about riding a
the
tailcoat.
OC is back. That's coming back. Bray Wyatt has come back.
We already knew that.
Surprised you didn't throw that in there.
We already knew. We already discussed it. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, wow.
Pay attention.
But I am glad.
I'm surprised he does.
I was going to say though, I am glad to see Gallows and Anderson are back where they belong.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually happy to see that. You could see there's a lot of factions being formed in WWE, which is making it really interesting. Triple H, regardless of COVID or not, I didn't hear anything about that, nor do I, as long as he's healthy. But Triple H has made an impact over the hump and making it more interesting. Matt, I mean, don't take my word for it, but give it a shot, give it a couple of shows, and see if you two feel the same way.
Yeah, no, I've been paying attention. I mean, I haven't watched the show, but I've been paying a lot of attention, and yeah, I mean, it's it looks like there's a lot of logical storytelling going on and consistency with the characters. Hey, but you know what? We shouldn't be surprised. Triple H is a New Hampshire guy. He knows what he's doing. He's also very powerful.
He is very powerful. That's correct.
Yes.
You may be a direct ancestor to Triple H too. You never know.
I probably am related to Triple H.
You may need to get one of those DNA tests and know that you have some game inside of you.
All right, now wait a minute. We're getting a little deep here.
Well, I'll tell you. So I used to be in a band called My Life Crisis, and we actually did mostly originals, but we did a few cover songs, and we did cover "The Game" by Motorhead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And when we would play live, our lead singer would spit the water just like Triple H does.
Oh, gross.
Oh, it was great.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
All
Absolutely.
right, guys, you go ahead and be powerful and have a great Merry Monday, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Charles Richardson from the Charles Richardson Show. And, it's, I see it here on Twitter, Wrestle Purists, tweeting out Triple H has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not be at tonight's Monday Night Raw in Oklahoma City. I mean, he's vaxxed and everything, but it is concerning given the major cardiac. I mean, the guy almost died. You watched that part of the interview with me with Ariel Helwani.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really pretty scary. So hopefully he's good. 603-250-6007 is a number. 603-250-6007 if you would like to chime in.
Ding dong.
Jason Fedderson said in the chat, wait, did I just hear you want Triple H game inside you? Well, no, not like the way you mean it, but I like to think we all have a little Triple H in us. No, that didn't sound great either.
No, stop it.
But,
just stop it.
But he is. But he hails from Nashua, New Hampshire. So of course he was able to set things right.
Yeah.
With WWE. Right the ship, shall we say. Now that Mr. McMahon is gone. And I wonder what he's doing now. Because
Being slimy off camera.
Vince McMahon, one of the most infamous workaholics in the history of the world. Like, that was all the man did, was work and work out. What could he be doing now? I can't imagine him just laying on a beach somewhere.
Certainly not reading a book.
It can't be.
Can't imagine that one either.
Why do you say that? Why wouldn't he read a book?
I mean, you see the way he carried himself. He didn't seem like he was the kind to cuddle up on the beach with a nice book.
Well, I can't imagine him cuddling up on the beach at all.
Exactly.
But he's a smart guy.
The idea of cuddling in the same word that doesn't work. He's just a slimy dude.
Yeah, well.
There's a reason why he's gone.
Well, yes, that is true. That is true.
Oh, see?
Easy G is in the chat and says, Happy Taco Tuesday and Prince Spaghetti and Thirsty Thursday and TGIF and and Sassy Saturday and NFL Sunday Week 7. Yeehaw.
Wait, he skipped Thursday. What happened to Thursday?
No, he got it. Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, Thirsty Thursday. I missed it.
You might be thinking he skipped Wednesday because he mentioned Prince Spaghetti, but
he didn't say Wednesday.
But didn't say Wednesday. Yeah, but we all know.
Anthony.
We all know because of the commercials.
Exactly.
Alex Whiteley, our friend from the UK, joins us and says, what is the most dangerous cookie to dunk in your tea? I don't know. Is that a joke? I feel
dangerous? I don't know.
I feel like that's a riddle or a joke of some kind.
Classic Stelladora. Stelladora cookies in tea are wonderful.
Charles Richardson is in the Facebook live chat, of course. Melanie did drop the link in there for the so we can all vote for Melanie for the new Face of Horror, for the next Face of Horror. I keep saying that wrong. I keep saying new. It's next. Let's see.
I want her to be next. I want her to see her sliced and diced.
Right?
Yes.
Our friend Crystal from the state of Illinois joins us. Hello, Crystal. Scott Robinson is in the chat and says, I'll watch the scene while I'm eating a pineapple pizza, the best of both worlds. Oh, goodness. That's
man after my heart.
That is terrible. My goodness.
Yes, right there. Pineapple and pepperoni, extra cheese. Yum.
Tom Blanchard is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Tom. Also, Nancy Clayton joins us. Hi, Nancy. Miriam Banish joins us. Hello, Miriam. Let's see. I just want to make sure we don't miss anybody in here, and then we'll get into some stuff. All right.
There's no stuff to get into. The world is right. Everything's perfect.
Well, I'll tell you, in Russia,
I wish.
In Russia, apparently, they are grabbing. Imagine if this happened in the United States. They didn't even do this during Vietnam when the draft was happening in the United States. In Russia now, they are grabbing. This is from Insider.com. Russian authorities are grabbing men from homeless shelters, restaurants, and workplaces to fight in Ukraine. I saw a story earlier about they showed up at a construction site, and they grabbed all these guys and said, like, can you?
That's awful.
I wonder what happens though when they go to do this conscription. Like, do they just round them up and say, "You're coming with us. You're in the army now," or do they try to make it sound good?
I think they force them
sort of
into
like an on the spot recruitment. Like if they're at the construction site and there's a guy driving a forklift. Does somebody go up to him and say, "Hey, you like this, right? You know what would be even more fun? Why don't you come drive a tank?" And try to, not give them a choice, but just try to make it sound good so they don't put up a fight or something, you know?
I'm sure you're right. There's some illusion of choice, but there's no real choice. Scarier or worse is that they're letting prisoners out.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you got convicted of murder. Well, come murder for us.
Right.
Let's just throw you on the front lines.
Yes.
And, of course, they got kamikaze drones and slamming them into apartment buildings. I mean, geez. This is horror. This just, every time I think maybe it'll stop, maybe it'll be over with, he comes up with new bodies, like you just said, picking them up off the road.
Mm-hmm. Some key points from the article here. Russian police and military officers are taking men and sending them to fight in Ukraine, per the Washington Post. Officials have seized men from restaurants, cafes, metro stations, and workplaces. The Russian military has suffered significant losses since the start of the war in Ukraine. And by the way, and we'll get into some more details here, but I know that Putin has said that I think within 2 weeks he'll be ending the conscription. But they've already, I think he's.
I don't buy that.
They've already conscripted something like 200,000, but I think the number of people they've drafted into the military still is lower than the number of men who left the country.
And is he going to stick to this one the same way he agreed to have humanitarian corridors or allow grain to go through? On the other side, though, Russia lost a jet today. It went down into one of their own apartment buildings.
Yeah.
Near the Ukrainian border.
Oops. Yes.
So sad. Not sad.
It says here,
Isn't that terrible to say that? It's terrible to say that.
It's fun watching them fail. There's no shame in that. Russian authorities are apparently grabbing many able-bodied men off the streets, including cafes, restaurants, and workplaces, to replenish their military manpower in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, according to the Washington Post. After Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the, quote, partial mobilization of the country's military reservists last month, an estimated 300,000 men and their families fled the country to seek refuge from being drafted into the conflict. But Russian authorities are now reportedly rounding up ordinary men in virtually any place where they can find them assembled, Last week, military officers entered a Moscow business center and took virtually every man they could find, including musicians in the middle of a rehearsal, a courier who was making a delivery, and a man in his mid-50s who apparently had a disability, according to the Washington Post. The men were all promptly taken to a military enlistment office as part of the government's drive to refill their ranks after suffering massive losses against a sharp and enduring Ukrainian armed resistance. Police officers have recently taken men from streets and metro stations to fight in the war and have even staked out apartment building lobbies to give military summonses. Cafes, restaurants, and hostels have been part of the sweep, according to the Post. Officials earlier this month even grabbed dozens of men from a homeless shelter in Moscow. Several men spoke with the newspaper under the condition that their last names not be published. Alexei, a pacifist, told the Post, that his office was raided last week, with authorities informing him that he needed to leave with them or they would use force. He said, quote, "I was panicking. I'd never been detained before. Everyone knows that if you are detained by the police in Russia, it's very bad," unquote. Yevgeny, a mechanic who does not support the conflict, left his place of employment and chose to stay with a relative outside of Moscow, getting rid of his social media accounts and refraining from contacting friends. He told the Post, quote, "I don't want to kill people, and I don't want to be killed, so I really have to lie low for now. But even here, I don't feel safe. We live at a time when your neighbors could report on you. I am panicking, and my mom is very nervous. I'm stressed, and I'm depressed. I try not to think how long this could go on, because you can go crazy," unquote. He spoke of friends who initially backed the war, but began to think differently after they were mobilized to head to Ukraine. He said, quote, "They have started to ask questions and surf the internet for information. They don't want to die, especially when you don't understand why you should die. What is the point?" Unquote. Putin on Friday said that 222,000 of the targeted 300,000 reservists had been mobilized for the conflict. The aggressive tactics taken to find additional men to supplant previous Russian officers have been polarizing, largely because cities including Moscow and St. Petersburg have not borne the brunt of casualties. Men from rural regions have endured a large share of the losses. That's how it works usually in any country. The poor die first.
Of course.
Earlier this month, former CIA Director David Petraeus said in a WABC radio interview that the war in Ukraine looked very dire for Putin. He said, quote, "The bottom line is Ukraine has done vastly better than Russia has in mobilizing its capabilities in recruiting, training, equipping, helped by the U.S. and NATO nations big time, organizing and employing additional forces and capabilities," unquote. Petraeus was also deeply skeptical of Putin's mobilization of reservists, stating it would only produce cannon fodder. Yep.
And they're calling them volunteers. And one of those, two of those volunteers lost it. And there was a mass shooting at one of their bases. There are 11 people dead, 15 more injured. The two volunteers were shot dead on scene. There are reports of suicides, people who have been volunteered into these training camps to get them ready for war, and they've turned the guns on themselves that are being reported. I mean,
yeah.
This is so disgusting. This is so disgusting. All this death and destruction. There's a one megalomaniac nut job.
We have a new name in the chat room. Herman Street joins us and says, "Hello, #Matt. We are a pop singing group of us, and we are friends of N. Saturn and Isaac Banks."
Couldn't tell.
I'm having extreme deja vu. We will be performing at Arlene's Place Event Center is Culture Karaoke on Wednesday for us. We heard about Russia going on. Yes, Herman Street.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Russia going on, and congratulations on your upcoming event. And all these people seem to know each other. It's so
and they all seem to know about you.
Just fascinating.
Isn't that lovely?
They all know about
love
me.
You.
And they know about Russia going on, too.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
They're listening. That just shows that they're listening.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful? listen to the show, and then comment. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yes.
There are folks that could learn that one. Sorry. Couldn't help it.
Oh.
Little sarcastic mood today.
Oh, my. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us. 603-250-6007. There was something else on Russia, too, that I had. This. This is from, apparently, this is from newsbreak.com. And, I don't think anything necessarily will come from this, but Putin forced to endure a 7-minute rant from a close ally who appeared to rebuke the Russian leader and demanded he shows respect. The president of Tajikistan, and I'm probably not saying that correctly. I don't think we've ever talked about Tajikistan on the show before, but they are a firm ally of Russia. But the president of that nation appeared to berate Putin at a summit. The remarkable outburst at Putin indicates that the Russian leader's influence could be waning. Yeah, this is interesting. So just quickly, the president of Tajikistan, a close ally of Russia, appeared to strongly rebuke Vladimir Putin at a summit of Central Asian leaders and demanded that he showed respect. Imamali Rahman, the Tajik ruler since 1994, I know I didn't say that even close to correctly, complained and appeared to scold an uncomfortable-looking Putin at a meeting at the Commonwealth of Independent States Summit, a gathering of Central Asian leaders in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan. He said, quote, "Yes, we are small nations. We are not 100 to 200 million, but we have his culture we love, we want to be respected," unquote. The translation's a little rough, but he continued his criticism, claiming that his country had to beg Russia, quote, to attend some miserable forum in Tajikistan, but we are never being treated like strategic partners. No offense, but we want to be respected, unquote. Well, we know how when someone feels like they don't get the proper respect from their colleagues, for example, they lash out.
Very true.
Yes.
That's been quite prevalent for a few years now, I think.
Yes. He also complained that African nations received better treatment from Russia and asked Putin to commit to increase investment into the country. According to the New Voice of Ukraine, a publication, Rahman also told Putin not to treat Central Asian countries as if they were still part of the former Soviet Union. Wow. The incident follows surprising recent public criticism from India's leader, Modi, who did that very publicly. He said at the time, quote, "I know that today's era is not an era of war, and I've spoken to you on the phone about this," unquote. He said that to Putin publicly. Modi's comments followed an acknowledgement by Putin that even China, Russia's closest ally, had questions and concerns about the invasion of Ukraine. Opposition is also emerging within Russia, and we all know about that. So that continues. It's good to see people speaking out. There won't be any quantifiable results from that, of course, but it is interesting. I see Herman Street also in the chat room says, "Hello, hashtag Jenny Coffee. We said to you from us." That's very nice.
It is very nice. And it's striking a bell, like I'm feeling a little, what's that word I'm looking for? Deja vu?
Yes. Tom Blanchard in the chat says, "Yes, Jenny, that's what they mean when we say war is hell. I feel so lucky and so proud of our military. A huge thanks for defending our country." Well, as long as we don't send our military over there, that's the one thing we can't do. Can't allow that to happen for obvious reasons.
We can try not to allow it to happen, but whatever that, is Dummkopf a bad word? I feel like I'm drawing from Hoppy.
That's German.
Decides to do.
Is it Dummkopf?
Yeah. Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putin. I really wish somebody would just take him out. I know that's a terrible thing to say.
No, it's not terrible at all.
You know, if they could just get rid of them, there's a lot of Russian people that won't die. Put it that way.
The only problem is, and you know, I had said that for a long time, and I still would like to see it happen, but there's the one issue of whoever replaced him might actually be worse. There were stories recently about him getting some pushback from someone in his circle who's a hardliner who actually wants him to be more aggressive in this war. And I hope that someone isn't pushing him to use a tactical nuclear weapon, which again, I don't think is going to happen.
We need somebody who wants things to be like before.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so we need, you know, how about if the world needs to like go, all right, we won't make you the world's pariah if you get rid of him and pull everything back out and act like you didn't do it, get back home, and then we'll work out the rest of the details later. But we'll just promise you this, you know? Like you want to get a chance at having status back before sooner than the next couple of generations dying, you know, because that's how it's going to take right now, at least. If they ever stop.
Part of the problem, I think, in terms of getting Putin is that he's very paranoid. He's known for being very paranoid to begin with. And apparently over the course of the pandemic, well, I'll say one nice thing about him. He's not a COVID denier. He's very paranoid about getting COVID. So he's isolated. That's why you see that picture of remember before the war began, Macron, French President Macron went to have a little summit with Putin.
Yeah.
And you see them at the opposite ends
of the giant table.
It was almost like comically huge. Yes, because Putin is extraordinarily paranoid about COVID, but he's also
germaphobe.
Of course, I
thought he's also a germaphobe, isn't he?
Probably, yeah.
I think he had that to begin with.
But he's also paranoid, and I'm sure more paranoid by the day of the possibility of somebody taking him out.
It wasn't the first time he's used the long table routine. He's done that in many situations. He's kept himself like in a little isolated bubble, if you will.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that he would start a war while in said bubble, or maybe that's safer for him.
Yeah, maybe.
And you have to think that the Russian people, they don't want to die. They don't want their kiddos coming back in body bags.
Right.
But they're not given a choice. Volunteer my foot. I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Alex Whiteley says, we need Rocky Balboa. And his quote from Rocky IV, if I can change and you can change, everybody can change. I remember discussing that. I think it was with Eric Pilcher. I had that conversation on the
Reddick.
show about how, who's Reddick?
Vin Diesel. Yes.
From
to come and get Putin.
Yeah, I never saw the Riddick movies.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, no thanks.
Well, you know,
But,
speak for yourself.
Tom Blanchard says there needs to be a sniper to take him out, and the world record sniper kill is a half a mile. Wow.
Jeez.
That's impressive.
That's intense.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, a lot
It's a
can
heck of a
happen.
scope.
There was somebody, I wish I could remember who it was who was saying this, that there's always the possibility that Putin does just step down, which sounds inconceivable, right? Because he's so stubborn. But someone who's a bit of I wish I could remember who it was who was saying this on one of the news programs, who I think a self-described Kremlinologist said that if there's enough pressure on Putin from the oligarchs, for example, even though he holds much more sway over them because they're all terrified of him. But if there's enough pressure on Putin, he may just step down and go away quietly if he begins to feel like there's a genuine risk to his safety, to the point where if he remains in power, he will be killed. And he then makes the calculation that it would be better to just step down and go away, and then would probably just fade into the background, kind of like Mikhail Gorbachev. And I mean, not to compare Mikhail Gorbachev to Vladimir Putin at all, but just in terms of, I mean, that's kind of what Russian leaders do.
But can he do that? Can he afford to do that without realizing that his head's going to go on the chopping block for criminal charges, for international war crimes?
Yeah, but that'll never happen.
How are we going to get our hands on him?
Yeah, how's he going to be prosecuted?
Team 6.
He'll never be prosecuted. And if the rumors about his health are true, which they may not be, but if the rumors about his health are true, he may not live long enough for any of that to happen anyway.
I want him and his leadership on charges. There needs to be criminal charges. There needs to be international.
Well, he's certainly is a war criminal.
Seriously, not just him, but those under him that are helping to direct throwing drones into hospitals or knocking down apartment buildings, attacking schools.
Yeah.
They're not even going after military targets. They're just literally trying to kill Ukrainians.
Yes.
If we can't get you to be Russian, we're just going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like convert or die mentality. It is convert or die mentality, actually.
Yeah. Let's shift gears. I want to get this in before the break. So, we've been talking a lot about the midterms, and there's interesting races, of course, like Raphael Warnock versus Herschel Walker in Georgia, and in the governor's race in Arizona, Carrie Lake, who is an election denier, by the way, who the Democrat Hobbs or whatever her name is won't even debate her, which is very, very strange. So there's some very odd races, but something that's kind of fallen under the radar but is getting interesting kind of at the last minute because there's a chance that Evan McMullin could actually win in Utah.
Yep.
And a lot of you might even be saying who, because we haven't talked about Utah at all, but there is something interesting going on there. Evan McMullin, if the name is familiar, but you can't quite place him, he ran for president in 2016. He's a conservative. He's definitely not, he's not some liberal Democrat, although that's how Mike Lee, Senator Mike Lee of Utah, who is also very conservative, is trying to paint him. But the Democrats put their support, the Democrats in Utah put their support behind Evan McMullin, but he's actually an independent. But if he were elected, he would probably caucus with the Republicans as an independent,
Nope. McMullin has pledged he will not caucus with either party.
Well, yeah, they all say that, but then it's like Bernie. He's technically an independent, but he caucuses with the Democrats, or Angus King of Maine, also an independent, but caucuses with the Democrats. I think they have to. I don't know how that works exactly, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. But he is a conservative guy, but he's a never Trumper, and that's why he ran. And in Utah,
and that also, but that has more than just that. That will also throw the vote for speaker.
Yeah,
who's gonna? It's undoubtedly going to be Schumer and McConnell. His vote's going to matter big time for that.
Yeah.
And he's going to, I would assume he would most likely vote for Schumer. I would assume.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he is a conservative, and
oh yeah,
and McConnell has no love for Trump, so it's not like him putting his support behind McConnell.
Yeah, but McConnell, oh God, yeah, McConnell really annoys the crap out of me. After January 6th, he came out, he went onto the floor, and he's like, "This is it. Can't have this. This is awful. Things like this should never occur in the United States. Oh my God." And now he's like, "Why? What's the problem? I don't see nothing." He's practically on the tourist bandwagon now. I really wish that man would just lose his seat.
Well, he's got the midterms to he wants to pick up seats on the midterms.
But it's possible though with Liam McClellan could completely upset
Evan McMullin.
Yes. What did I say?
Ian McClellan.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That name is familiar though. I think is there an actor named Ian McClellan?
I don't know.
That name's super familiar to
I don't
me.
know how I ended up doing that. McMullin. McMullin.
Evan McMullin.
I apologize.
He ran for president in 2016. He did well in Utah. I don't know if he was even on the ballot. I voted for Gary Johnson. I don't know if McMullin was even on the ballot though in New Hampshire. I remember he
might have been. A lot of them do it because it's so cheap.
Yeah, but he was having a hard time. I remember this specifically. He was having a hard time getting on some of the ballots around the country. But in Utah, for an independent, he did really well. Now the reason he's polling within 5 points.
Oh, the Hill is calling it neck and neck.
Yeah.
They're saying this has turned into a wild card race, that they're so close in points.
Yeah.
They're practically tied at this point.
Scott Robinson says Ian McMillan was in the Lord of the Rings movies, but I think it's actually it's Ian McClellan, right? See, now he's trying to get it mixed up.
I am a Lord of the Rings fan, so if that's true, then that's probably where it came from.
He was the good wizard.
He was the good wizard. All right, cool.
By the way, Herman Street says, we will be performing and covering some new edition songs, hashtag Matt Connerton.
Oh, gosh.
We said this is so true, hashtag
New
Jenny
edition?
and hashtag Matt, because we don't like ex-President Trump very much. President Biden is doing the best, we say. So, well, thank you, Herman, for your input. Of course, your continued input is valuable and valued. Utah is a very interesting place. Now, of course, the other senator from the great state of Utah, Mitt Romney, or as I like to call him, Mittens of Utah, is also not a fan of the former President Trump and his and voted, for example, in the impeachment to impeach. But Utah is interesting. So, Trump is still enormously popular. Polling data shows with the base of the Republican Party. And that's why I refer to, sometimes I refer to Trump as the presumptive nominee.
Yeah.
You can't really call him the presumptive nominee because he hasn't even declared his candidacy, but assuming he runs, which he probably is, he will be the nominee. So I call him the presumptive nominee.
The Hill is calling that McMullen would likely still keep the Senate under Democratic control, that he would throw his support behind Schumer.
Yeah.
That's what the Hill's calling for.
Yeah, it'd be
they might
interesting.
be right. They might very well be
interesting.
right.
Well, the thing is, McMullen is a reflection, and this is why he's actually a threat to Mike Lee. McMullen he's a conservative, but he's also a fan of more moderate politics. And apparently that's Utah. So Utah is actually a deeply red state in the sense that, and this is why the Democrats wanted to run McMullen, even though he's a conservative. There's no chance of an actual Democrat winning a Senate seat in Utah. It just doesn't happen. Utah is deeply red in that sense. But it's not so red in the sense that there are a lot of moderate Republicans in Utah, and the Mormon population, Utah is heavily Mormon. And I've known some Mormons. They're always very nice people. And
they're not so warm and fuzzy about Trumpy, though.
Right, exactly.
Because of their faith. They're very faith-filled people.
Yeah, they actually put a premium on honesty. Wow, imagine that.
They get into that whole wedlock thing and not having multiple mama babies.
But things like and things like honesty and integrity and character, those things actually matter to these folks, apparently.
So what we were watching earlier, wasn't it 66% of the population of Utah do recognize their faith as Mormon.
Mm-hmm. And Evan McMullen is Mormon. And
right.
So he's actually got a shot here.
He has a very good shot, actually.
And he has the whole reason he ran in 2016 as an independent for the presidency was because he had no love for Trump, even though, again, his politics overall pretty conservative, but, he felt that Trump was not worthy of being commander-in-chief. This is what Newsweek is reporting. Utah Senator Mike Lee is set to face his independent challenger, Evan McMullen, in their only debate on Monday. So that's actually tonight. As polls show their race for the U.S. Senate tightening with only 3 weeks left until the November 8 midterm. Lee, a Republican ally of former President Donald Trump who received his endorsement, appears to be headed. See, that might have actually hurt him in Utah.
Really?
Trump's endorsement because they don't like Trump.
That's a really good point.
Appears to be headed to a closer than expected election in Utah, long viewed as one of the most Republican-friendly states. Politics in Utah are driven by the state's Mormon population, who embrace a more moderate brand of conservatism that has found itself at odds with the Republican Party increasingly in the image of Trump. The former president's continuing unpopularity in Utah is giving McMullen, a former Republican who turned against the party after it nominated Trump in 2016, a rare opportunity at defeating the GOP. McMullen is no stranger to Utah voters, having ran an independent bid for president in 2016, winning the support of about 21% of Utahns. 21% for an independent is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Huge.
Yeah, it is. We have a hard time getting 4% behind a candidate here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's off label, if you will.
Yeah. McMullin is seeking to unite Democratic and moderate Republican voters to send him to Washington and has made opposing extremism a key message of his campaign. He has attacked Lee for aligning himself with Trump, slamming him as a sycophant for the former president during a Salt Lake City rally in September, the Salt Lake Tribune reported. If elected, he would join... He would join only 2 other senators who are independent from either political party, Bernie Sanders and Angus King. Angus King, when he was governor too of Maine, he was an independent then as well. He's always been an independent. Recent polling indicates McMullin may be narrowing the gap against Lee. 2 independent polls conducted by Deseret News and the University of Utah's Hinckley Institute of Politics found Lee with a single-digit lead against McMullin. The most recent of the 2 polls conducted from October 3rd to 6th this, to be fair though, this is a very, very small sample size. This poll was only among 773 likely voters, found Lee leading by 5 percentage points. So that's not within the margin of error, but tight. The poll found Lee winning support from 41% of voters, while 37% of respondents said they were planning to vote for McMullin. The poll had a margin of error of plus or minus 3.46 percentage points.
Lee Lee's interesting too because he's been an election denier.
Oh, of course. Yep.
Super duper Trumper.
Yep.
But now when you see him in interviews, because I was watching one earlier, he was trying to be all sly about it because he, of course, voted against certifying the election.
Yep.
So he's just, it's just my one vote, and I was just trying to make a point. He's spinning this tale to explain why he wouldn't certify the election.
Yeah.
I don't think that's boding very well with Utah voters. I think that's really a big part of why they're taking a look at McMullin, because he's religious. He shares their beliefs. He shares their values, but he's not an election denier.
Yep.
He's not a Trumper. He's not out there beating the band for Trump, who really, for those who are really religious, what does Trump really offer you? I mean, that just kills me. He's far from being an uber religious anything. I guarantee you Biden steps foot in a church way more than Trump.
Oh, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's an established fact, yes.
So, I mean, seriously, I hope that they do vote for McMullin. I really do hope that he wins, in the sense that it will at least maybe bring some sanity back into D.C., even though that seems almost wrong to say. But the lunacy we had before this lunacy was better.
I like both books of the Bible equally. I like them both equally. I think they're both Old Testament. I think they're both very good.
What's your
I
favorite book?
like them both. I think they're both very good. But not as good as Art of the Deal, but they're both very good books.
No. But you had a favorite chapter. I mean, which one was it? 2 Corinthians, right?
Oh, that's right.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians.
Yes.
It's a great book in the.
He's studied so well. Holding it upside down and backwards, but that's all right. That's all right.
There's another poll here that the article mentions. Deseret News, Hinckley Institute of Politics, September 3rd to 21st poll conducted among, again, a very small sample size, 786. Although, granted, given the population of Utah, maybe it's not that small a sample size. That poll found an even narrower lead for Lee. Found Lee winning only by 2 percentage points in that poll, well within the margin of error. Wow. Winning support from 36% of voters, McMullin with 34%. The survey had a margin of error of plus or minus 3.43 percentage points. Lee currently leaves McMullin by 6 points across all recent polls, an aggregate of polls, according to 538's polling aggregate. 2 months earlier, on August 17, Lee had an average of 9.1 points. Okay, so the aggregate lead for Lee is shrinking.
I would really love to see what it would be interesting to see what happens if he does win, because he could choose to not align with anybody.
Yeah.
And that makes him a wild card big time for the entirety of his term.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the split would be, was it 50-49, I think? If he didn't align, he'd be that outliner vote.
It depends on what happens in these other
Depending on the
races,
others. If there's no real changes of hands and seatings, with the exception of this one, but this one goes wild card and doesn't align Democrat or Republican, that could actually benefit us, I think.
And just for
I think that could very much benefit the average American.
Just for some historical context, too, this Newsweek article shows that Lee easily won his past elections. Polls are indicating Lee is heading to his closest race. In 2016, he easily defeated Democrat Misty Snow by more than 40 points. Like I said, deep red. Utah is deep red, winning more than 68% of the vote. In 2012, he received more than 61% of the vote, defeating Democrat Sam Granado by nearly 30 percentage points. Yeah, so
they've voted red for generations.
Oh, yeah.
Strong red. This is I tell you, Trump's changed the world, that's for sure.
Says here, some in the GOP are criticizing Senator Mitt Romney, Utah's other senator, for not weighing in on the race to help boost Lee's reelection odds.
I might actually have a little bit of respect for him if he holds to that.
And I did... I was talking earlier. I couldn't find an isolated clip of it, so I'm not going to bother playing it. But Mike Lee was on Tucker Carlson and was complaining about, like, basically begging Mitt Romney, please, to take Mike Lee off the pay no mind list and actually support him. But I'm
looking at an article from The Hill, and you just said that quote for him is. Senator Lee sees it as important for all members of the party to stand together, and he welcomes the public endorsement of all of his Senate GOP colleagues, including Senator Romney.
Yeah.
The only one named in the sentence, including Senator Romney.
It's funny. It's fun watching him beg.
Oh, I really want this guy to lose. I really want this guy to lose.
Well, it could happen. Would be fascinating. By the way, Herman,
I like upsets in our government.
Yes.
I like things to not be equal. I like things to be tenuous on the edge. So there's more discussion. So maybe we luck out a little bit better than the big guys, if you will.
Right.
Because when the big dogs are ruling it all, we lose. We all lose.
Herman Street in the chat room says, we seen the trailer of Lord of the Rings sequels of trilogy. Hashtag Jenny, hashtag Matt, you both check out our Facebook like page of us. We say hashtag Matt Connerton and hashtag Jenny Coffee. If you want to post message to us, please do. We will post you both back. That's very nice. And Crystal liked what you had to say. She said, amen, Jenny.
Yeah.
And she said, I think we need a few wild card people in Congress. Maybe more would get done with compromises versus party lines.
Oh, there's a lot of things we need to shake up if we're going to come out ahead on this next election.
Indeed.
Starting with our own state. A little change in the corner office would do us all some good. We need a good doctor. We need a good doctor in Concord. You know that?
Is Tom Sherman, is he a doctor?
Yes. Actually, he's an internist, I believe. But years ago, well, not years ago, 2020, when we pushed for the bill and we were able to lobby to have laws changed to benefit people who have chronic incurable conditions that are extraordinarily painful and need lifelong treatment, it was Dr. Sherman who was heading that committee and listening to all of us. And it was one of the first a few times that I'm in a room with a doctor and I tell them what the name of my disease is, and they nod their head and they understand exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And he could actually converse with me, but he took it very seriously. He listened to all the people that were coming forward. It was like, all it took was just a little pop in the bubble and people were coming out, and he changed the laws here in New Hampshire to benefit people in a way that doesn't happen in other states. In the state of New Hampshire, patients are actually afforded under the law dignity. They're not to be denied care.
Yeah.
No matter what, they're not to be denied care. They're to be helped. in every way possible. And in changing that law in New Hampshire, it set a difference between acute pain type situations and people who have illnesses that have no cure.
Mm-hmm.
And their care is the only thing keeping them alive. If you don't control pain, if you don't control these diseases, the suicide rates are astronomical. And the way to change that is dignity and care. And he put that in place here in New Hampshire. And he didn't put anything in place that would hurt anybody or force anybody into any horrific medical situations like our governor did.
Now, how did he do that? Was he as speaker?
He was the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee that the bill was presented by Senator Reagan was introduced in front of.
Okay.
So he was the head of the committee, taking all of the information, setting the schedule for votes and so forth.
Senator, we should clarify.
Senator Tom Sherman, who's also Dr. Tom Sherman.
Well, I was going to say Senator John Reagan.
John Reagan.
Who is a Republican.
Who's a Republican. There are good Republicans.
Yes, there are.
There are.
Yes.
And in this situation, here's a perfect New Hampshire situation.
No, I like him. I like him very much.
Senator Reagan, yep, Republican, worked with Senator Sherman, a Democrat, and they came up with a bill that is life-saving. The law in New Hampshire absolutely, positively is life-saving. I have little doubt in my mind that there are going to be people that are alive today because that law was changed in 2020 here in New Hampshire. And we need more of that. And if we're going to have sanity in the corner office, it needs to be from somebody who actually understands medicine and actually has a heart when it comes to that thing. I'm sorry. I used to think the world of Sununu. I used to think the world of him. But when he signed his name on that dotted line and he put women beneath men and he put women and young girls even in a situation to be essentially raped by medical instrumentation in order to achieve health care, in order to achieve abortion care, no matter the situation, he stopped being the guy I wanted to vote for anymore. I couldn't feel like I could trust him as a woman or trust that other women and young girls coming up in this state will have equal footing and won't be forced into something so horrific, so traumatizing, they will suffer for the rest of their lives. This is not okay in my world. So yeah, I am 100% supporting Dr. Tom Sherman, and I need him. I need him to be in the corner office in New Hampshire so we can have some proper health care available here in New Hampshire and maybe get some bills put through that have been shot down tremendously.
So I have one concern, and this is it's the dynamic.
Give it to me.
The dynamics of this, it's funny in a way because you're a former Republican, and I loved
Sununu,
and I've never been a Republican.
I loved him.
But I've certainly voted for more Democrats than Republicans in my lifetime. I will say this though, the one thing that always scares the hell out of me about New Hampshire Democrats, and this is why I certainly don't mind having Sununu's the type of, I agree with you with your criticism of Sununu, but he's the type of, he is the type of Republican though, that if we're going to have a Republican, I'd rather have, somebody like him than say, an election denier or something. He's a Northeastern Republican, in other words, I guess is what I'm saying, because these Northeastern Republicans like him and Charlie Baker and Phil Scott and Larry Hogan and anyway, the only thing about having a Democrat as governor in New Hampshire is we run the risk of because as you know, every year,
I think I know what you're going to say.
You know where I'm going.
Like my answer.
You know where I'm going.
Go ahead.
Every year, there's these Democrats who it's their life mission to get a state sales tax or a state income tax.
Knew you were going to say that.
And every year they lie to us.
But I got you here.
They lie to us because they tell us, hey, this will be great. Just let us do this one thing. And what'll happen is your other taxes will go down. We're going to have a state income tax. We're going to have a state sales tax. These new taxes will replace, property taxes will go way down. And it's a lie because that's not how it works. And I know it's not how it works.
However,
so that always worries me. So that's the good thing about having a Republican governor in New Hampshire is at least as someone to veto that nonsense, and it is nonsense. And I'm sorry. I know everyone thinks because of my disdain for Trump, I'm such a lefty. But no, I don't want a state sales tax. I don't want a state income tax. I think it would be disastrous, and I will never support that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and here's my turn. I'm going to start out easy and then hit you hard. Number one, he's always opposed an income tax and a sales tax. He has a voting record to prove it.
I didn't know that.
Here we go.
I didn't know that.
Here we go.
That's very
Number
good.
two. You got to let me answer.
Will he stand up though? Will he stand up to his own party on that?
He actually put it on his own Twitter feed. I always opposed an income tax or a sales tax.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
It's actually on his own Twitter feed, and I'm sure we can all go back. So
I hope he stands up to his own party, though, because if he gets in, they're going to want him. You know what they're going to want.
You're not going to like what I have to say, but I'm sorry. It needs to be said. Your pocket doesn't, by any stretch of the imagination, hold up against women and young girls being forcibly raped by medical instrumentation. And that was the law in this state for a year. For a full year. It was the law in this state.
You should clarify. You're talking about the transvaginal ultrasound.
Correct.
Yeah.
And to put it back into perspective.
And they slid it into a budget bill.
Which is unheard of.
Which Sununu pretended not to notice or something and signed it. Yeah.
Pretended not to know. Which is worse. Is he derelict that he didn't know? Or is he disgusting that he knew and signed it anyway? No matter what. Either way, he could have at any time tried to call in a special session, tried to go, we got to change this. They didn't go there. They waited for the next session year to start with new bills. For a year, that was the law in this state. And he put his head on a pillow at night and slept just fine. I will take a man who has a possible risk to my back pocket any day of the week over one who takes my rights away from me, who strips young girls of their dignity, and who would force a rape victim to endure an ultrasound that can only be done transvaginally in the early first trimester in order to judge the age of it to allow an abortion no matter what the circumstance, no matter what. No matter what. This is disgusting. And I put my foot down when it comes to basic human rights, basic human health care. That better be a top priority over money, because I'm sure sick and tired of seeing people die for the almighty dollar. Yeah. So, for number one, take Tom Sherman on his voting record and what he said. And if he comes out and he wins and he ever goes against that in any way, we hold him accountable in the vote. Just like we do anybody else. This year, we need to hold Sununu accountable at the vote. He needs to step back. He needs to step back. This last year certainly was not his finest.
Well, I don't disagree with any of that. Realistically, though.
Don't say that. Don't say that to me. How dare you? Realistically, the women and the young girls and the children yet to be coming born, young ladies, deserve to live in a state where they are an equal citizen, where they are equal to their male counterparts. Now we do, but we could lose it very easily.
We have a call? I think this is our friend. Is this Shannon?
Yes, it is. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to, I don't know if I can, I'm not going to curse or anything, but...
Please don't.
I think if men could get pregnant and give birth, we would, no, there's no thinking. I know. If men could get pregnant and give birth, we would not be talking about abortion at all.
I agree.
You disagree?
Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay. It's not only that, it's the lack of knowledge of all the things that can happen and go wrong. It's not understanding fetal demise or having a fetus that has literally zero chance of life.
Right.
But you want to force a woman to carry a corpse or a near corpse just to suffer and give birth, because, of course, we're going to force them into giving birth vaginally so they can watch this child die. There have been women who haven't been able to access abortions. There was a case of a one who had a fetus experiencing a record number of seizures in utero, could not be cured, could not be fixed.
Yeah.
There's like no way. The kid can't ever, it will never live. So you just want to make the woman suffer and hurt and feel every single moment of demise.
Yeah, it's disgusting that we're even talking about it in 2022.
It's like punishing women.
Yeah.
Oh, your pregnancy went south? Ah, you're punished. You're punished. You
But
got raped.
I just wanna-
You deserved it, right? What were you wearing? We're going backwards. We're going backwards.
Yeah, yes, exactly. All right, well, I'll let you go.
All right, Shannon.
I just wanted to say that.
All right, thank you for the call.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, bye-bye.
I'm sure I've upset a few people, but she was not one. She was not one.
No, it's the right show for it. No, I agree with what you're saying. I Sununu is so, I mean, hard to beat him.
I hear you.
Hard to beat him.
I hear you. I voted for the guy.
Yeah, no, me too.
Not going to. Not going to vote for him in November. I'm taking my vote somewhere else. Taking my vote to Sherman.
We are very late for a break. Let's get to a break. I want to play a little Edgewise because these guys are going to be in on Thursday. And then we'll be back with the last segment of our show. So Crystal just dropped something in the chat room I want to look at too when we come back. But I'm surprised, actually, although pleasantly so by what I see in those numbers. But Herman Street in the chat room says, "Hi, hashtag Shannon. We say to you from us, Herman Street, and we are a pop singing group. Vote to be. Oh yes, vote to be vote. Hashtag Matt Connerton.
Huh?
That sounds like a vote of confidence.
Vote to be vote?
Vote to be vote. Hashtag
vote.
Matt Connerton.
It's a new thing.
Yes.
I have no idea what, but it's a new thing.
All right, here's some Edgewise, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Damage is done.
on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody, as we cruise into our final segment today of Matt Connerton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to our listeners around the globe and around the country. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. And I think our friend Charles is back on the line. Is that you, Charles?
Yeah, real quickly. Honestly, I'm really not one for self-promotion, but I do want to go ahead and plug my event, if that's okay.
You have an event?
I guess nobody knows about it, so I kind of want to plug it.
Okay.
It is actually a contest that's going on for Halloween.
Oh.
So, Friday the 28th, we have an annual Halloween show where we, as the cast, we dress up in Halloween costume. We're on video on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. But last year we did the first time is we actually requested people to send in pictures, both adults and kids, in their costumes. The winner of the adult costume got a $50 Visa or MasterCard gift card.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner for the kids got a $20 budget of a candy of their choice.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to go ahead and enter, including you guys, kind of like to see if you guys would dress up, but it's up to you. But if any of you guys are interested in wanting to send your pictures, follow me on Facebook, send me a picture on Instant Messenger, or go to rawtalkonline@yahoo.com and just send me a picture in the email. All the pictures will be judged by the cast here, me, Alyssa, Karen, and Eric. We'll go ahead and vote. Again, the winner will get the prize of that choice. Adult prize, $50 gift card. Kids gets a $20
budget of candy, which in this case, if I get it shipped out enough, might be getting there by Halloween.
What's the deadline, Charles, for the picks?
The deadline actually going to be the day of the show.
Okay.
We've actually had a lot of submissions, like literally on the first hour of the show, and then we judge the second hour. So
Gotcha.
I'm not going ahead and putting the deadline. It's nothing like crazy national or worldwide type of event like that. So you get it in, you get it in. If not, too bad, so sad. It's 8 to 10 Eastern time on Friday. I know that's Retro Spectrum Radio time, so get it in beforehand, and we'll let you know if you want.
Very good. Very good. All right, Charles. Sounds great.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You got it. Bye-bye. All right. So that is Friday night on the Charles Richardson Show. I remember I didn't see they did that last year too, and I remember the pics that Charles posted of him and his family, and I think Charles was Shrek, and he did I think that was last year, he did a nice job. Yeah, they all dressed up. I'm not much for dressing up myself, as you know. I'm kind of like,
I have other ideas for the word dress up.
yeah. Yeah.
Not those kind. Jeez.
Let's see. Our friend Herman Street in the
dressing up to the nines and going out for a nice dinner.
Yes.
That kind of dress up.
Herman Street in the chat room says, we say hashtag Jenny, what's your favorite R&B group New Edition song? What's your favorite New Edition song, Jenny?
I don't have one. I'm sorry. I've never been a fan of New Edition. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
It wasn't my cup of tea.
Yes. Well, I think my dad is on the line. Hello.
Hey, is this the Howard Stern show? You know, I still have that crush on Robin.
Robin Quivers, yes.
And I can't help it. You know, it's sometimes psychological passions just are very, very strong. You know what I'm saying?
I think so, yes.
And then I play that great song by Elvis, One Night With You.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a Catholic guy, so I have to be careful. That's why I go to confession a lot. All right, enough of that. I know it's you, Matt and Jenny. Two lovebirds up in the tree. Kissing. That goes to Eric's The Birds.
The Birds, yes. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh, my God. You know, just parenthetically, I'm a big fan of, historically, of Alfred Hitchcock. I think in that movie, by the way, he did Eric the week before he did that commentary on, what is it called? Shadow World or something?
Shadow of a Doubt.
Shadow of a Doubt.
Yeah.
1943. That is an amazing film, way ahead of its time, Matt and Jenny. It's just, and of course, it has a great cast. McDonald Carey and Joseph Cotton. Of course, Joseph Cotton steals the movie in a sense. But I think my favorite is North by Northwest with Cary Grant. I love Cary Grant.
That one I've seen. Yeah. That's a great film.
It's a good movie for sure. So I just want a couple of things. I wanted to ask a rhetorical question, Matt.
Yes.
Regarding the Lame Street, because you'll be an expert on this, I'm sure, notwithstanding your leanings to the left. I laugh, but it's a rhetorical laugh, Matt. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So with regard to the Lame Stream media, are they watchdogs or lapdogs? You don't have to comment on that, Matty.
Okay.
We know the answer to that one, and your audience does too. Whether they'll admit it or not, I don't know. So here's what I wanted to say. I wanted to plug the two musicals for you and your audience, and Jenny and all your friends. One is Wicked. Have you seen that or listened to any music from Wicked?
I've always been aware of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I don't think it's been done into a movie. They should, but it's a great play. But the musical score is out of this world. I think there's not a bad record there or song there. I think my favorite personally is, and I recommend you and Jenny listen to this song. It's a ballad. It's a great duet ballad. It's called "As Long as You're Mine."
Okay.
I think the big hit from that was on the commercial radio was "Defying Gravity," which is another great song. They're all great. So check that out, Matt.
Okay.
And the other play is Hamilton. Al and I and a bunch of people saw that down in Boston.
Yeah.
That is a great play, and it is historically
darn accurate on the whole, you know.
Well, that just got my bestie
here's
happy.
the thing I want to just impress upon your audience and you. The musical score to Hamilton by Lin-Manuel, what's his last name?
I know. I'm blanking on it as well. Somebody in the chat room.
But he's so talented young man, and not a bad song on that or in that play or on that musical score, Matt. My favorite is "Wait for It." But you know they're all great, so I recommend those two.
Yeah.
Secondly, I saw a post yesterday on Facebook. You know, I remain ambivalent about them. They ding me for the craziest things. I'm not going to go into it, but anyway, they don't like my politics, I don't think, but they ding me for other things that are just absurd. Anyway, and innocuous. You know, there's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I always say I disagree, and we just go on from there.
Yeah.
But I saw a post that Jenny had put up, and I always get them confused. Sometimes I see the post and I think it's Jenny, and it is her, it is she, I should say, but she's posting from someone else, like another author or a poet or something, or an artist. Did you see this? So yesterday it was, give us a song that has man in it. You know, I think of Man Eater, of course, you know, by all else.
And I picked Ocean Man.
I looked at that. There were like, God, about 20 people with 20 different songs. And you won't believe this, but this is honest to God's truth. When I was thinking about music in the last couple of days, maybe particularly yesterday before I saw that post, I was going to ask you if you ever would play a country on policy, a country and western style song, if it was a big hit. And one of my favorite songs of all time, and I miss her, and George Jones, Tammy Wynette doing "Stand By Your Man." Do you know that song?
Yes, I know that song.
Oh yeah. Oh, everybody knows that song.
Oh my God,
it's classic.
Is that a metaphysical song or what? You know, it's like the perfect song. So I was thinking of that, and then I saw your post, Jenny, and so I said, "Yeah, that's the song I'm putting down." Isn't
there
that
you go.
funny though?
Good choice.
It's amazing how the mind works, and I won't go into all of that. So I thought
what
we
does it
would
mean
do is
with my mind? What does it? What does it
sorry.
say about my mind that I picked "Ocean Man" by Ween?
I don't even know that song.
Ocean Man.
Yeah.
Look you by the. You should play it.
Yeah.
It's a great song. It's on my playlist. I listen to it when I'm in the house doing
that's one
stuff.
of the few. I agree, Jenny. That's one of the few that I'm aware of with Ween. But so many songs are so good.
Oh,
anyway,
we have it in the computer here. I'll play it at the end of the show.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
that'd be good.
I think Ween is Peter White's favorite band, so he makes sure.
Is that right?
And my son Jesse, who plays over, he's the bar manager at the Hop Knot, but he's also a singer, guitar player. He plays Ween songs. He knows he loves at least a couple, if not more.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Jenny. Yeah. That's wonderful. I mean, music is so good for us. We may disagree about politics and things like that, but music does bring us together, you know, in a positive spirit.
Yes.
Unless it's terrible. There's some bad songs out there drive me crazy. But anyway, so what I was going to do a true or false. Should we just do a quick true or false?
Sure.
Have fun with it.
Go for it.
Here we go. I'm going to do 4. I usually do 3, but I'm going to do 4.
Okay.
So the first one is kind of a personal one, not anything, you know, too deep or anything like that. But you guys know that I'm a constitutional conservative, a positive populist, which brings people hopefully together in social justice issues, but from a more conservative constitutional point of view. But I won't get into all that. But I'm also a critical realist, which is a Christian philosopher. I've jumped through the hoops to get there. Mm-hmm. So here's the first. So that background. Here's the first one. Because I am a Christian philosopher, that ties me inevitably. I've been writing too much stuff today. That ties me inevitably to the Jewish community and the Jewish faith. True or false? Now, don't say anything yet. I'm going to go through them, and then we'll go through them one at a time.
Okay.
The second one is true or false. At 18 and 19 years old, This guy, Elvis Presley, appeared on the Grand Ole Opry. That's absolutely true. But he wanted to sing his songs that he liked, and he'd written with another guy the song "One Night with You," which is a great and funny and witty song. They wouldn't let him do it in the Grand Ole Opry. They didn't like him. They didn't like the song. So here's the question. He goes to Louisiana, and there was a famous program called Louisiana Hayride, and they loved Elvis there. True or false?
Okay.
Number 3, Alan Shepard, the great astronaut whom we lost to leukemia when he was in his late 70s. It's so sad. But anyway, he made the first suborbital flight. He was the number 1 astronaut in that regard. And he always wanted to go to the moon. He had problems with inner ear problems, and he never made it to the moon. True or false? Finally, now this is a little bit of a ringer historical one, and we'll go through them one to one. During the era of the Revolutionary War and that early era of the Founding Fathers, the great, notice the adjective here, the great Alexander Hamilton, who made some personal mistakes that were heartbreaking, but that's another story, served as one of General Washington's greatest officers and aides. Under him was a man named Billy Bragg Hardknocks. And after the war, he went back to New York, where he was from originally, and what became Fulton's Fish Pier, he founded the College of Hard Knocks. Just parenthetically, Al Smith, the great governor of New York, who was the first Roman Catholic to run for president in 1920, he got crushed, but he ran, claimed he was a graduate of the College of Hard Knocks at Fulton Fish Pier. True or false? All right, so let's go to the first one. Are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Catholic philosopher, not proselytizing, not imposing anything. I couldn't do it in my profession anyway, but I would never do that to anyone. Dialogue is one thing, but proselytizing is another whole issue. That fact leaves me, or connects me, I should say, inevitably to the Jewish community and the Jewish faith. True or false?
I said true.
I said true but false.
Oh.
No, I like it, Jenny, because you guys have it right because you both said true. But I like the true and false because that goes to nuance, Jenny, and the
like the book
reflection
being
of
in a different order,
complexity,
the changes that are made. So true, but false in the sense that it doesn't stay true to Judaism. It doesn't take the Jewish Tanakh and turn that into the Old Testament. The Old Testament's actually
that's correct,
different,
Jenny.
Right. So there are
Jenny.
That's why
that's right. That, and again, I applaud you guys, not only as partners, broadcasters, leftists. No, I'm just kidding. But see, that is exactly, Jenny, the kind of response that is nuanced, correct, and insightful, and patient. And you don't see that a lot with the screaming that's going on, or the education system, which is terrible, in my judgment, generally speaking. Very good, guys. You get that one right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Second one. Let's go to the second one. I'll truncate it. Elvis Presley. They reject him at Nashville, and I love Nashville, but I could see how that would happen. And his style was so different at the time. So he went to Louisiana. He goes to the Louisiana Hayride, and they love him. They go crazy. True or false?
True.
I said true.
Absolutely true.
Oh, good.
I actually got to visit Graceland a few years ago.
Yeah, Elvis. Oh, we miss him so.
I don't know. He's he was good and bad.
Elvis, I got to tell you,
he was good and creepy.
There's an Elvis impressionist. His name is Donnie Edwards. Have you ever heard of him?
No. I have not.
Probably not. But Google him. that guy, he's got Elvis down, and he could be Elvis's twin. I like Donnie Edwards. All right.
Now, wait, I got one
the
for
next
you.
one, number 3, Jenny.
Okay.
Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
You know Alan Shepard from Derry, New Hampshire.
Yes.
No, and what a hero, And he had the inner ear problem, and they grounded him for a while, and he wanted to go to the moon, and he never made it with any crew to the moon. True or false?
True.
I said false.
Matt is right on this one, Jenny. That is false. This amazing story. He had to wait like 4 or 5 years, and then they felt, well, there's still a problem, but you're okay. And he went to the moon. It's an amazing story. And then, unfortunately, he contracted in his late 70s leukemia, which took him right down. It's so sad.
Yeah.
So the final one. The final one is a historical one. Billy Hard Knocks served under Alexander Hamilton and George Washington. Goes back to New York and founds the College of Hard Knocks. Is that true or false?
True.
I said false.
Drinking club.
Maddie is technically right, but I like your answer too, Jenny.
I was good.
So you guys did very well on that. You passed with flying colors.
Well, thank you.
Isn't that
We're
good?
glad.
I got all 4 of them right.
Oh, be quiet.
I did.
I know.
I
know,
thought
Pat.
I was thinking, they're going to all be true.
All right, guys. Well, keep up the good work. I'll let you go. I'm sure you have other callers coming in and stuff. But keep up the good work. And I love the musical interviews, guys, that you're able to do.
Oh, thank you.
We're musical?
Oh,
That's
it's
cool.
terrific.
I like that.
Well, yeah, we've got Edgewise is coming in Thursday. In fact, so
That's not what he was meaning.
No, that is
No.
that is what he was meaning.
I thought he was meaning that we jive like musically when we talk on air.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Well, you just bursted my bubble.
Well, no, I mean, that's true too, Jenny. Jenny keeps coming up with these nuances today. That are good.
Yes.
Right on target. All right, guys, love you. Peace out. Keep up the good work.
All right, love you. Thanks for the call.
Good ones.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Be well. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, that was my father, Martin Connerton, joining us. If anyone wants to get in with a quick call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. But that was nice. I got all 4 of them right.
Oh, be quiet.
Did I mention that?
No. I want an ice cream now. I want a chocolate ice. You know what I was going to say to your dad though was on his Elvis Presley comment. One thing that I think is cool about Elvis is when I went to visit, I had no idea of what a philanthropist was, what a giver he was. Like there's this entire room with wall-to-wall checks and plaques and all these crazy things that he did, and that so much of it wasn't known until after he passed away because he wasn't one for flaunting it.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's like letters and copies of checks and things, and people had like no idea except for Memphis.
Yeah.
He was so, obviously.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
He actually got like awards and stuff from the city and things like that. Yeah, he actually was super, super generous.
Oh.
And that surprised me when I went there. I did not anticipate that because you go from looking at these rhinestone costumes and expensive cars, you're thinking, oh, that's it, right? You don't expect you're going to walk into a room and find that kind of generosity.
Yeah. I had no idea. Just very quickly, Crystal had dropped this into the chat room. A September 22nd Gallup poll for party affiliation has independents as 43%, with Republicans at 30% and Democrats at 24%. The reason that caught my eye, and I'm glad Crystal brought that in there, is for a long time, that number of independents stood at 41%. So the percentage of independents has gone up, and you never hear about it. Think about that. 43% of registered voters in the United States are not members of either of the 2 major parties. But
it's interesting about the numbers she said too, is it seems like there's more Democrats that have become independents.
Yeah.
Their numbers appear to be more of a loss.
Yeah.
Republicans seem to be around holding steady-ish around 30.
Yep.
If you look through the last year's worth of numbers that she sent us.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. And, and the media never talks about that. And I think I understand why, because when you have a polarized media, like for example, in cable news, you've got Fox on the right, you've got MSNBC and CNN on the left. It doesn't really fit their business model to even acknowledge independence. That's my theory about why you never hear about it.
It's the left-right paradigm.
Oh, yeah. And just quickly, too, because I enjoy reading his comments, Herman Street in the chat room said, "Hi, hashtag Shannon. We say to you from us, Herman Street, and we are a pop singing group." Let's see. Scrolling down, because
there's one in there that
there were a few more.
Yeah, caught me.
We say we used to watch was the movie of Private Quotes, hashtag Matt. And I think he meant Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie, which is, have you ever seen that?
Maybe a long time ago, but
yeah,
it'll be new for me again now because I don't remember.
And Herman also said, "True," we said hashtag Matt and Matt's Pop. Very nice, very nice. All right, I'm
laughing at Charles.
Oh, I missed.
Charles wrote, "Hey, hashtag Herman Street. We are a internet hashtag talk show called hashtag The Charles Richardson Show. And we would hashtag invite you to hashtag watch our show tonight at hashtag 8 p.m. dash hashtag 10 p.m. hashtag EST. Have at hashtag great day." I feel like I just deciphered something.
Well, very nice.
Or I'm reading a cipher. I'm not sure.
Well, the Charles Richardson Show, hashtag every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night from hashtag 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. And Melanie just wants to be chopped into pieces,
Oh, my goodness.
It's baked and fried. She wants to know if your dad will vote for her. Come on, Dad. Vote for Melanie. We want to see her murdered, bloodied and gored and chopped into pieces.
That's in the movie, yes.
Yes, in the movie. What else do you think? Come on now.
All right,
here's my song.
We got to go. We're out of time. Thanks, everybody. If you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. Talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Ocean man, the crust of a tan man, by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the open man? Ocean man, the crust is elusive when it casts for.
This October, if you notice a Raleigh Fingers, Chevron, or handlebar out and about, know it's in support of your local child advocacy center by officers that work day in and day out to help child victims of abuse. So every chin cozy, Fu Manchu, and Big Poppy you see isn't just a fashion statement. It's raising money for our kids. Donate today at beardsforbucks.org.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.